My name is Alyssa Lynch, and I'm the proud superintendent here of Metropolitan Education District. Off script, just telling you about myself and my heart is that I was a CTE student in college. And that's why this means so much to me that you see the students here today. So formally, I want to welcome you and thank you to our CTE, or Silicon Valley CTE ribbon cutting event for our electrical vehicle and nursing careers program. We're delighted and join us this morning. Before we get started, we know people have coffee, juice, water. So the most important thing of the day is to know where the restrooms are. Right behind you. So at any time if you need to use the restroom, feel free to do that. And even when we go back out on the tour of the classrooms, you want to come back here and use the restrooms. So our grand opening is being held today to thank Supervisor Joe Simidian and the County of Santa Clara for shining a spotlight on us, which you're here enjoying today, on Silicon Valley CTE, and for allocating $250,000 to open the programs that you're going to see today. This morning you will hear from Supervisor Simidian. You will meet two of our teachers who stepped up to open the new programs, and you will hear from one student from each of the two programs. Our programs opened in August. After the brief opening, we'll move to the electric vehicles program, which is on my right, and then we'll move over to the nursing careers program, which is on my left. Before I share history about our center and programs, we have a number of public officials with us here today that I would like to recognize. I also know that some are still on their way, but I want to start out again reintroducing County Superintendent, County of Santa Clara Supervisor Joe Simidian. And we also have Antonio Isis and Adriana Zhang from the Governor's Office. Not with us is Santa Clara County Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Marianne Dewan, who is a huge champion for us, a huge supporter, and may be here a little bit later. I'm not sure if Rena Laurie from Santa Clara County Office of Education is here, and Ron Rocha is here from Santa Clara County Office of Education. They're champions for us. They're holding a lot of events here so we can continue to spotlight the work that we do for our students in our community. I'm not sure, Mateo Hammer Longas from Congressman Zoe Lofgren's office. Another champion, City of San Jose District 10 Councilmember Arju Batra. State Senator Aisha Wahab. Representing Senator Cortez's office, Bong Nguyen. I know Alex Lee will be here now. He just stepped in. And Director Iron Paul. San Jose Unified School Board member and Metro Ed Board President Brian Wheatley. Santa Clara Unified Board member Jim Canova, board member for Metro Ed 17 years, champion for us. Gonzalez, Campbell Union High School District Governing Board member Linda Gautier from Silicon Valley CTE. Great way of starting the day. Our culinary students behind me. Please stand up if I missed you. Okay. Again, just a little bit about me is I want to tell you that I roll really fast. Every 5 minutes we're going to be doing something different so we can get to the classrooms. The classrooms and the students are the most important part. All right? So you'll find that we're always student only here. It's important to share with you the history. I've been in career technical education for 30 years myself, and metropolitan education has been here for a really long time, but for some reason people still think that it's a secret. And that's why I want to share the history with you. I want to pass it on. I want people to know where we came from. So there's only 2 centers like this in California. So when you hear about career technical education, I'm going to tell you we are the home of CTE, and we are CTE programs on steroids. Our funding comes from our 6 districts that you'll hear about, and they fund us, but we also have to have additional funding to make all of this work and to operate. There are other centers, but they are smaller. So this center started as an all-boys school in downtown San Jose in 1937, by breaking away from San Jose High School to operate only vocational centers, only vocational programs. And so the buildings that you see here were built specifically for this vocational program, center, plant, older facilities. It was named San Jose Technical High School. At our tour table over there, what you will see is actually a medallion from our very first building. In 1959, the school expanded and became known as the Regional Vocational Center, RVC, serving 4 school districts, and that was San Jose Unified, Eastside Union, Campbell Union, and Santa Clara Unified. So we started out with 4 school districts. 1968, 4 years after I was born, do the math, they established a training facility here at the Hillsdale site, and it was operated by San Jose Unified School District. Also in 1968, Milpitas joined our center. Milpitas Unified, and then in 1973, Los Gatos Saratoga Union High School District joined our JPA in our center to offer programs for students in Santa Clara County that could not build programs of their own because it's too costly and you need the large equipment and the facilities that we have here. In 1983, I was just getting out of high school. All the 6 districts created what was called Central Santa Clara County Regional Occupational Agency, and a lot of people know us as CCOC. And then they renamed it in 1997 Metropolitan Education District. In 2013, a little gal named Alyssa Lynch came to Metropolitan Education District and changed the name along with Jim Canova. I proposed changing the name, and I proposed changing the name because we're here in Silicon Valley, and I wanted people to know where we are and who we are. And what we deliver is career technical education, hence our name, Silicon Valley CTE Center. All right, you put it together, it's the product that we deliver in our name. We don't want to be a secret, we want people to know who we are. We offer 25 high-quality CTE programs. On to the best stuff now. Since the pandemic, there's been a local, state, and national spotlight on the shortage of employees and well-trained workers in all industry sectors. The pandemic highlighted healthcare workers and the need for healthcare workers and nurses to be more specific. When Supervisor Joe Simidian expressed interest in supporting Metro Ed in starting a new program, we provided him a menu of classes that he could support. He chose the Nursing Careers program, but he also chose to support an additional program, which was to assist in converting one of our traditional automotive programs to an electric vehicle program. He knew this program would train auto technicians to work in a field that's an emerging trend and with a great demand for employees. So thank you again, Supervisor Simidian, for selecting programs that will help replace retiring baby boomers in the healthcare industry and train employees that will reduce the carbon footprint here in Silicon Valley. Thank you also for promoting Metro Ed by writing an opinion editorial. Metro Ed is one of Santa Clara County's best kept secrets for the Mercury News, which was published last Sunday, and you can pick it up when you, or could have picked it up when you checked in. Finally, or next, I would like to introduce the two teachers that stepped up to open the new programs. Tammy Garcia. She's been with us at Metro Ed for 4 years, and she was previously teaching the medical assisting program, and she came to us with 10 years of experience in the healthcare field. And next, Tom Nemeth, who's been at Metro Ed also for 5 years, and Tom came to us with over 15 years of experience from working in the automotive industry at places such as Tesla, Toyota, Nissan, Kia, Mazda, and Suzuki Motors. At this time, I invite Supervisor Simidian to join me as we recognize him for his unwavering support of education and the support in creating these two important programs that are pipelines to the industry with high demands. At Silicon Valley, we have not opened, Silicon Valley CTE Center, we have not opened new programs since 2017. So we're elated with his interest and generosity and the funding that purchased all the equipment that you'll see in the programs today and the materials that you'll see in the classrooms as well. Before he speaks, we are presenting him with a nice little award.
I'm going to put this down so I don't break it. And I'm going to grab that black box if I may. And I'm going to say thank you to Supervisor Lynch for her very kind words today, but I also want to make it very plain that the thanks, if thanks there be, really does belong to our entire board of supervisors, because this was a decision made, yes, at my urging, but by all 5 members of the Board of Supervisors. It was a unanimous vote. Not everything I propose is a unanimous vote, so I just want to point that out to the superintendent and students and say thank you for the very generous acknowledgement. And bottom line, these are public funds. These are public funds that we made a judgment about, and the judgment was we got to invest them in the future. And the 2 ranks of students that you see behind me, left and right, are that future. So while I appreciate the thanks, and I certainly appreciate the kind recognition, again, this is our community stepping up and saying we want to invest in our future, and that's the source of the funding today. I was here on campus, as you heard from the superintendent. Gosh, I want to say it was spring of last year now. These things take a little time, and I did get a chance to tour the 2 classrooms that we're going to be visiting today. And of course, at the time, the classrooms hadn't been retrofitted to accommodate the new programs. But even so, it was great to see what I would call the early stages of this program, or these programs. And you could, take the opportunity to learn more about Metro Ed's impressive career and technical education programs even then. But what was exciting was the vision that folks on this campus had for what could be, what the future might look like. And my visit was also an opportunity, frankly, as you heard, for us to put our heads together a little bit about how we could address our state's deepening labor shortage, which I want to point out is a real thing, even right here in Silicon Valley. And as I said in the opinion piece that Superintendent referenced just this morning, I think Metro Ed is one of our county's best kept secrets, and I want to put an end to that. I don't want it to be one of our best kept secrets. I want everyone to know the good and important work that's being done here. To Metro Ed's credit, there's somebody in the back who gave a silent round of applause for that. I don't want it to be a silent round of applause. Metro Ed should not be our county's best kept secret. Let's just take that. And Metro Ed saw the real world demand in emerging industries like the electrical vehicle sector and thought, all right, how do we prepare our students with practical hands-on skill to prepare them for the jobs of tomorrow? And they saw the growth in demand for healthcare workers and said, how can we be part of the solution? And so here we are today with two brand new programs, or programs that have become 21st century programs that provide a great return on investment for our local economy. And that's why I want to give the shout out back to Metro Ed. Metro Ed's nursing career programs will prepare students for careers in healthcare, whether that's inside a hospital or a nursing facility or a hospice or an assisted living facility. And similarly, the EV program will equip these students with the skills they need to work in that field. And that's important because we know we have a critical nursing shortage here in our county. And we know that the ratio of electric cars to gas cars will only continue to increase. So these programs are what I like to call a win-win-win, because they're good for students, because they'll have job-ready marketable skills once they complete the program. They're good for our local businesses, many of whom are here today, because they'll be able to fill the openings they have with a talent pool of local folks who are already here and who are ready to go to work. And they are good for our community, because when you need a medical appointment or you need to take your car into the shop, someone will actually be there who knows what they're doing to provide those services. So everyone benefits. And I'm going to go off script here, which is always a little scary for the folks in my office. But we've got a couple of representatives from the governor's office who are going to raise their hands for us, and so we can thank them again for being here as I put them on the spot. And I know Assembly Member Alex Lee walked in. Alex, raise your hand. No, a little higher so everybody knows you're here. Thank you. And State Senator Aisha Wahab is right here in front of me. Thank you. And the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to tell a story that makes my office even more nervous. 22 years ago, I chaired the State Assembly's Budget Subcommittee on Education Finance. And we made a point, we were very intentional about it, putting more money in the budget for nursing and education of nurses for the future. Nursing education, we could tell 22 years ago that there was a growing need. The governor at the time, Governor Gray Davis, and I don't fault him, felt we were looking at a budget crunch, and he line item vetoed those items out of the budget. So we didn't have the money in the budget 22 years ago for nursing education. And here we stand, 22 years later, looking at the governor's office, looking at the assembly member, looking at the senator. 22 years later, we wonder why we have a nursing shortage. It's plain as day. We have a nursing shortage because we didn't invest the money 2 decades ago to train the nurses we knew California was going to need. So when you're asking, what's this thing called Metro Ed and what's career technical education? The answer is, it's about looking ahead, not just tomorrow or the day after that. It's about saying, we know what the future is going to demand of us 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and we're going to step up today to make sure that those young people of today are tomorrow's professionals and can provide us with the care and the service that we need. So, no pressure, no pressure, but I hope you all will think about that when you go back to Sacramento. This part's definitely off script, because Metro Ed doesn't fit the funding formulas for our state's public schools. So we need to get a little bit more creative, a little bit more open-minded, and say, hey, if people are doing a really extraordinary thing, how can we make that fit in the system? How can we make the system flexible enough to support a worthy effort like this? And then in years future, it won't depend on a county supervisor to be an advocate for these programs because the funding will be there at the state. So I am a big I'm going to hear about this from my friends at the legislature. I know I am. So, but there, really, you have wonderful advocates here. Senators are wonderful advocates. Some members are wonderful advocates. The governor gets the future, and this is the future-oriented. So we need to find a way to fit these pieces together. I am, as you can tell, a big fan of what they're doing here at Metro Ed, but more broadly, I support career technical education, CTE, as you heard for short, because right now it really is the secret sauce that's going to help us tackle this worker shortage head on. And I think of CTE as sort of the superhero of education, frankly. It's not just about the textbooks and the lectures, that's part of it, but it's also, as you heard, about hands-on practical skills, and it's the kind of training that makes these young people behind me say, I can do this, and I can do it well. That's what our workforce needs, and that's what CTE delivers. And so, you know, let's remember, we're talking about programs that really do allow for a deep dive into a range of industries. And as Superintendent told us, it's not just healthcare and tech, it's so much more. 25 different programs, did I remember that number right? Yeah. And these are programs that aren't just teaching students, they're really molding future professionals that we've discussed. These are programs that allow students to roll up their sleeves and contribute from day one. And I think this is perhaps one of the most exciting parts. It's really an opportunity for all sorts of learners. Because one of the things I have come to conclude long ago is with 6 million students in the California K-12, pre-K to 12 system, not everyone fits into the traditional educational space. Some of us learn one way, some of us learn another way, and some of us just learn better when we get our hands dirty and dive into the nitty-gritty of things. And that's what CTE caters to, and that's what Metro Ed is about. It offers something for almost everyone. And as I hinted earlier, it's more than just a fix for the labor shortage. CTE is also an opportunity for students to discover what they are passionate about, which isn't always what's assigned, what they are passionate about. It's an opportunity for them to find their groove, kind of kickstart their careers. It's about empowering young people to be really the backbone of our industries and our economy in the future. So I want to close with yet another pitch that we continue to invest in CTE, that we give our students the tools they need, not just to fill the jobs of today, but to really thrive in them. And I have to say, again, we have to be ahead of the curve. The needs of the labor market are always changing. That requires us to be nimble in a way that large institutions are not always able to do. And notwithstanding the fact that I told you a 22-year-old story, yesterday's gone. It's gone. It's over. It was great, but Metro Ed is not about yesterday. Metro Ed is about tomorrow. Not even just today, tomorrow. And it's about the day after that and the day after that. So truly, we're never going to be done designing and developing these programs, but I am confident that this is one place that's getting it right. So thank you for all of your good work. Big round of applause. Give yourself a pat on the back. And now I want to turn it over to students who are enrolled in these two new programs and who are here to share their experiences with us. I am counting on them to tell us what tomorrow is going to bring. And as I said, not just tomorrow, but the day after that, and the day after that. Thank you, students, for even at this point in your young lives and careers, being savvy enough to understand that you ought to be future-oriented and then being prepared to step into the future even before it has arrived. Bring them on up. Thank you so much.
Sonia, come on up, Sonia. Your name is on the card, and they know your name now. You're all set.
Hello, my name is Sonia Prabhu, and I'm from Nursing Careers. As to why I decided to take this course, I took it to further my medical knowledge, expand my skills, because as a second-year SVCTE student, I know that this technical education school will provide me the experience and training I need to succeed as a medical professional. In nursing careers, we train to be nursing assistants, along with learning all the roles and responsibilities of different nursing careers in different facilities. Over the course of the year, we require all prerequisite certifications needed to enroll in nursing assistant training, along with getting college-level certificates, which allow us to get a head start for a rewarding career in the field of nursing. Once we graduate this course, we are given the opportunity to take the summer course for nursing assistant certification free of charge at Mission College, which is one of the community colleges SVCTE is articulated with. There, we take the skills and the expertise that we learn in this course and apply it to the real world. We work alongside actual nurses and nursing assistants to aid and communicate with patients for the promotion of their health. Along with getting the opportunity to gain college credits to skip entry-level nursing classes. Essentially, all those who take nursing careers want to help save lives, whether that be in a hospital, on an ambulance, or a nursing facility. And this course will give them a leg up in all their future careers. Thank you. And I'll hand this off to Isaiah McGee.
Thank you, Sonia. I was asked a question, why did I choose to come to EV Auto Services? I chose the electrical vehicles class because I wanted to learn skills that would allow me to diagnose and fix parts of my car I would hope to eventually have and also help people with their own cars. I've grown up seeing my dad work on either his truck or his motorcycle. I couldn't help but want to know more about what my dad was working on. So I asked questions, lots of questions. I eventually went beyond asking questions and started working on his truck, doing small things like tightening bolts or taking small parts off. As I got older, I saw him go to friends and family's houses to work on either their car or install furniture. From seeing the way my dad helps people, it inspired me to also want to help. So I see this class as one of my first steps to learn new skills so I can serve others. Another reason I chose this class was because regular school wasn't doing it for me. I've always struggled when it came to school. Coming to a school that not only focuses on one subject the whole year, but gives you a hands-on experience that most schools wouldn't give you, that's a game changer for me. I'm excited about the future of this class. I believe with time, this class will become the standard for our automotive program. The reason I say this is that California plans to become fully electric by 2035. As this date is quickly approaching, this class is becoming even more vital to prepare students for the future. The future of electric vehicles is on California's horizon, and SVCTE is at the forefront of guiding students toward a new beginning. I'd like to thank the school, but specifically Mr. Tom Nemeth, for giving me this opportunity to speak in front of you all today and share my experience. I hope you all get to enjoy what we have to offer as a class and the program itself. Thank you.
Beautiful job to both of our students. Thank you. In the essence of time, one of the things I said, I like to try to move things quickly, so I'm going to invite up Aisha Wahab, Alex Lee, and Arjun Bontra, and then Principal Jeff Arnett.
Well, first, I just want to say thank you for having me. My name is Aisha Wahab. I'm a state senator representing District 10. But more specifically, I just want to give a shout out to my own personal teacher from years ago, Miss Lisa Ketchum. It's an honor to work with you in this capacity. And I will say, you know, Supervisor Smidian is 100% accurate in his statements. This is about the future. This is about people learning and about people growing into the fields that we provide here in the Bay Area, right? You know, we constantly talk about innovation and moving forward and so forth. And I will say that Jim Canova is one of the people that keep texting me about career technical education and the importance of it. And you guys have so many advocates here, just right here, highlighting the importance of this particular issue. And so I specifically just want to say that we want to support Metro Ed's addition of these two programs, and specifically being a leader, regional provider for career technical education. And the students here, you know, I just really want to highlight what Supervisor Smidian said, is that they are incredibly important, incredibly talented, and we need to invest in them for a number of reasons. When we have a 911 call and somebody ends up going into the hospital, right? Literally, nurses are the first people that they interact with, and if you have a good nurse that shows kindness and compassion and empathy, they're like an angel, not only to the patient, but to the families, right? You trust them, and if it's our own that we're raising in our district, that we're training here in the Bay Area, they understand our needs, right? There's no reason to have a shortage if we continue to invest. And specifically also with our other program, it's when you have somebody that explains what's wrong with your vehicle and not trying to chip you and just trying to help you, that's exactly what we want. We want good people, we want good students, we want to make sure that we can move forward. And the honest truth is that there are a lot of people that regular education does not necessarily work with their timeline, with their family, with their struggles, with their financial situation, right? And these programs are not only good for students to kind of get ahead, but also for people who, to be quite frank, can't find a job because they chose a degree that doesn't make anything, right? I'm going to be honest, I have a bachelor's in political science. I could not get a job after that unless you get, you know, a law degree or some other master's or so forth. And I was looking for programs like this. And there wasn't as many programs in the fields that I potentially wanted to go into, right? And now we're expanding into fields that are literally guaranteed to have jobs. Electrical vehicles, right? We know it's guaranteed, whether it's solar, whether it's electrical vehicles, whether the climate change is a real thing. We are working for it. We are creating jobs, and we need to do more and go further. So I really just want to give a kudos to all of you guys who work on this. It's incredibly important. You guys have some talented staff, and I specifically just want to honor and provide a certificate of recognition from the State Senate to Metro Ed District. If we can have some of your staff up here and supervisor.
Principal Arnett right there.
Thank you. Where's our superintendent? Okay, come on in. And then Supervisor Smidian, please join me. Thank you.
So a lot of excellent remarks have already been made by our county supervisors, but in that spirit, I will also tell an off-scripted story very quickly to commend the immense work you do. You know, I want to commend the board members, especially Linda and Jim Canova, and especially our superintendent, because the supervisor is right. Metro Ed is a hidden gem of Santa Clara County, but it is also a hidden gem of the state of California. So I'm very thankful that the governor's office is here and us members of the legislature are here, because in 2021, when I was first elected, I went on a learning journey alongside the board members and Alyssa, and I found out there are only 2 districts like Metro in the entire state of California. And to highlight you some of the incredible advocacy and effect they had, is that I remember he's now currently the education chair of the assembly. He once asked me and the budget chair, say, how did we get so much more money for my JPA CTE school in my district? He's like, and then the budget chair said, you have to thank Alex for that. But I have to say, I have to thank you all for that, because in 2021, in the midst of the pandemic, when we had so many different priorities to be competing, we also had a huge surplus. And it was up to your advocacy and your teaching me, and honestly, you went to such loggerheads with even the Department of Finance to get them to understand what you all do and the miracles you pull here, that they still don't quite understand, unfortunately, but hopefully we'll have allies in both legislation and the executive branch to do so, is that they could finally understand some of these things. And you know, in 2021, what we all did together, we doubled the amount of money in the CTE incentive grant money from $330 million to $666 million, and we created a separate pool of money, while not enough, for districts like Metro Ed. Of course, there's only 2, so for both of the districts. And because you operate such a unique model, we had to ensure there's a unique funding stream. And I know that you've still kept up the pace, making sure there was legislation this year, making sure you kept the advocacy, so now the governor even recognizes CTE as an integral part of public education. So this is the kind of advocacy that I want to highlight to you, the board members, that sometimes our mechanisms, when we work in the billions of dollars and we work in the timelines of decades, really is shaped because of your passion here locally. And Supervisor Benini knows this too. You know, he was well up there in the legislature trying to craft this policy, trying to get us to look long term. Now, unfortunately, we have to the legislature to say, all right, we kind of messed up 20 years ago. We have to keep thinking about 20 years from now. But I think this is how we get that ball started. And I've always been impressed by the incredible work you do here at Metro Ed. And I know all the students behind me are the future. This is the future front lines of our healthcare industry, the future front lines of all these industries that are going to make California the leader in so many industries. And that is a real shortage. We have a shortage right now because we disinvested in people 20 years ago. And I'm really glad to be in this partnership together. And I just want to recognize the board one more time for their incredible advocacy, because they don't get that far. And frankly, if anyone ever says, you know, I did a lot of Metro Ed, I just did what Jim told me. I just did what Listen and Linda told me to do. So I really want to thank you for teaching me so much and showing me what Metro Ed does, and let's keep showing so many more families in this area and the entire state what can be done. Thank you. And we'll do a quick photo of picture recognition of the State Assembly as well.
Okay, look right here. Right there. Yes. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1.
This one is more. Good morning. I'm Council Member Arjun Batra for San Jose District 10. Standing solo here, I think the state people had better representation. Now, Joe Smithian, supervisor, went off script. So that gives me the permission to be able to go to the, as a council member, I think I can go off script as well. So I do want to say that my association with Metro Ed goes back to 1997, when my wife joined here as an instructor. She's an environmental engineer, but she changed her profession to be an education instructor here, teaching ESL to the young adults or new immigrants to help them settle in life. And this year, when I became a council member, the first institution and the first leader in our neighborhood I gave a commendation to was the Superintendent Alisa Lynch. The reason, because of the long history which I had known about, that Metro Ed is the technical institution before Silicon Valley became the Silicon Valley. So you adopting the name Silicon Valley CTE is really appropriate. In fact, the Silicon Valley should have adopted the name from you, because you were the leaders in this thing. Okay. So with that off script, I think I want to make one more off script comment, that since you're starting an EV program here, my sister who lives in Michigan, in the Motor City, the original Motor City, she came last night here and she wishes all the good luck to all this new program, okay? So the electric group. So, and I think if I don't follow the script, I think my people may not write me any more scripts. So I think I am going to follow the script. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Thank you to Superintendent Metro Ed Alisa Lynch for inviting me here today and having the privilege to stand with all these state representatives and supervisors and to be on the cutting edge of the new technology programs. It is imperative to take a moment to recognize what these new career programs will bring to the students. California is steering towards a greener future and always seeks to embrace eco-friendly technologies to combat climate change, making careers in electrical vehicles not just relevant but crucial. And when I went for my appointment, my slogan or commitment was that I want to have San Jose the greenest, safest, most convenient city to live in. And nothing gives me more pleasure to see an EV program starting here with 46 students in the first batch. In the wake of COVID-19 pandemic, the demand for skilled healthcare professionals has surged and continues to be a pressing need in our communities. The Nursing Careers Program is a testament to SVCTE's responsiveness to the needs of the community and the times. You have been on the forefront of investing in San Jose's youth since 1917, and we got a good lesson in history from our superintendent here. By introducing the students to real-world applications and providing them with a thoughtful academic curriculum, SVCTE ensures that our youth are well equipped to thrive in both higher education and in the workplace. Thank you to Santa Clara County Supervisor Joe Smithian for sponsoring these programs, in addition to the 25 which already existed, and supporting the vision of the SVCTE. The program unveiled today is not just about education. They represent an investment in the future of our community and the extensive needs of our community. So we wish good luck to the school for starting this thing and having the first batch of 46 when graduate from there. And the batch from here will be here to honor them. Right, Supervisor? Okay, all right, so that's our promise. Superintendent will be here to wish these people on their journey. Thank you for this program.
Yes, we already have a commendation from the city of San Jose. Thank you. Okay, in essence of time right now, we're going to excuse the students that catch the bus at 10:30. So if there's any students here that take the bus, feel free to stand up. Go get your things from the classroom. Nursing students as well. Other students that drive on their own. I do have Supervisor Cortese's office. You would like to also recognize us. We will do that, and then we will move promptly to the electric vehicle program, because I know people also need to go. Do you want to say something? Okay. We're just going to do a picture. It's very kind. Thank you. Okay, thank you for coming. We appreciate it. Okay, so that's the formal introduction. We're all off script now, so let's run to the electric vehicle program. That's what we're here to see. I've got the ribbon and the scissors. Everybody look at this. So here we go, all right? This is the important part. All right. All right. Okay.
Did you want them to stay out here or go inside?
We're going to do the ribbon, and then we will go inside.
Okay.
Okay, so hold that one, and we're going to cut one. This is not the official one. That one is too long.
You got it?
cutting right now?
No, I'm not cutting it right now. It's just.
Making it shorter.
Okay. Minion. He's the one who's gonna cut the ribbon.
So sorry.
Yeah, be careful.
Yes. I'm sorry. Yes.
Guys. You want me to get that? Jocelyn. Jocelyn. Can you hold this microphone for us, please?
He's coming.
If they're talking, yeah. Just put it in front of them. Yeah.
Keep it by your stomach.
He's got 2 ribbon cuttings, one here and then one here.
Can you get it? You're all set, yeah.
Yeah. You got the small scissors?
Sorry, you don't run with them.
These are the small ones for you. You're centrally located. All right. And let's pull this ribbon a little higher. You can hold these.
I am not the superintendent, I am the supervisor. So pull it tight. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna count to 3. See, this is me being supervisor.
I know this is free, so I'm loving
We're
it.
gonna count to 3, and then we're gonna hope for the best. Hold tight. All right, count to 3, everybody. 1, 2, 3.
Let's go see the secret. So it's not a secret anymore. All right, inside. Thank you.
Keep with her keep the microphone close with her, please.
You're with? I'm with NTV. Of the press. Which one? NTV News. I'm with Slick.
Thank you for being here.
How
many people get to say that the teacher was Thank you. Isn't that just such a good high school?
That's right there. Cover Bay Area events.
Good. She was on Hayward's city council. Young, bright, deeply Are you? Yeah, I know you totally do.
So we have an articulation agreement with physics under the UCD area. So quite a bit to offer the students to come to my class. So it really starts out with this diagram of dealerships, automotive partners with the manufacturers and the dealerships and the educational partnerships, all of them working together with our school. And dual enrollment with Evergreen. This is our curriculum map. I have curriculum for first year and second year students. They can come back. And our leadership lounge, that's what we have here. It's set up basically like a college atmosphere. Right, we use Canvas as our educational platform. We learn in the lab or the class, and then we solidify it in the shop. So they're working hands-on with these cars that have been donated by the factories, and then we use them in our class. And like I said, we're articulated with UC. And here's a career readiness event with some of my students last year with Subaru, a local Subaru dealership, as well as the corporation was here. Some local factory reps were here with my students. And also with Ford Motor Company. And we have DGDG Capital Ford is one of our partners, as well as Ford Motor Company. They do the same curriculum as they would if they were a factory or a technician in the field. And the same thing with Toyota. They're part of their program, TECS and T10, and the Ford. We also have the Switch Lab, which we're very excited about. We have 2 switch cars now that are back there. Please take a look. I'll be back there. These switch cars are large trainers for electric vehicle. They're specifically designed for high school and community college students to learn about the electrical vehicle. They have the same components that any EV would have. They build it, we'll drive it, and then we tear it down, and then the next year we build it again. Comes with full curriculum, and some of the money that we received, we purchased one that is colored with our school colors, and another one we got a grant from the state of California Energy Commission pilot program. Very excited about that. We have a partnership with our Tesla community here, and we have I want to just a shout out for Tesla bringing in our vehicle down at the display. And we also have 3 electric vehicles that DGDG has brought. So anyway, I think at this time, why don't we just walk around a little bit if we have time. How's my time going with the
5 more minutes.
5, okay, we got 5 minutes.
She has that big says.
How about we just make our way into the classroom? I can talk about 2 things, and then we'll walk around the shop.
I would just leave all in the classroom.
Okay. Let's just go into the classroom. You can see some of the lab activities.
I know, she is the best. There will be a turn. Yeah, that's their production.
She's dead. The Wi-Fi is not
Oh, you've got all here with all your gear and your professional.
I know, I said it's Amanda rebuild. I don't know. 5 minutes.
What we can do about that? What is it using for audio? What is it using for audio? Or just, you gotta be careful, I can hear you.
I can hear it.
Get yourself an otter case. Because that's good. Yeah. You need an otter box. Why don't you just have me give you a kid?
Okay, well that's easy. But then when you get here,
Yes.
really getting challenging. So by the time you get to this lower level, and you have 4 students working together to build it upside down, basically.
This has what to do with EVs?
It has everything.
It looks like a fraternity game.
It has,
Just saying.
no, it has everything to do with problem solving, critical thinking, and working together. And that's what working in a shop
That's my students.
and learning together is all about. So it's a mix of, critical thinking, which is a part of being a good diagnostic technician in the field. I mean, that's all they do all day long. One car after another, problem solving, fixing as a team. So by using this, they come together, they collaborate, and then they apply it when they're out on a car. How do we approach a car?
Thank you.
Okay?
Wow.
Oh, thank you, good question. And,
Sorry, took you off track.
no, it's such a, we just finished our little magnetic solar car races. We're kicking off our EV, so we had racing down there, but they had to design, use engineering, collaborate again, each team.
These are solar panels, yeah.
These are solar panels that, you know, by the angle of it, they get more power. And all of my course is on a Canvas platform, so this is the assignment for it up here.
And the lemons?
The lemon, you know, is the lemon battery has all the similarities of a car battery. It has acid, which is the electrolyte. It has metal plates in it, like the lead plates in a battery. And each lemon produces about 1.5 volts. And they can light up an LED, which is a light emitting diode. And that's, you know, then they have to compare the comparison between a lemon battery and a car battery, because they know all about the car battery, but you know, by using the two different methods of learning, it brings it more to light. So by bringing these type of activities, this is also another activity where the magnetic motor spins. This is the magnetism, is the essence of how an alternator and a starter and a relay.
This is electromagnetic, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
and an electric car motor. So, you know, they build this, they have fun with it. It takes them about a half hour to build that. It's not easy. And then then we correlate the magnetism. There's two different magnets opposing north and south, and keeps it rotating. So, yeah, just bringing things to life in a different way, and then we get more advanced as we get to the circuit boards. But all this is done in like lab activity. And this here is a parallel circuit, which 90% of all circuits in a car are parallel circuits. That means that if one light bulb goes out, the yellow one still stays on. And that would be like tail lights or dash light bulbs. And then they use a digital multimeter to test the voltage of the circuit. And also, so we have worksheets that goes along with it. And there's the test light. So you could actually put that right there. And that should. I'm not going to blow this. Where do you want me to put it? Oh, right there. It should light up. Absolutely. Yeah. So it also, if you put it here, it lights up. That the light bulb uses up the electricity. That's right. So if they're looking, and that's a light, but it could be a horn, it could be anything. So that same test is done actual on the car. Then we have just other simple type of circuits like this. Nissan Motor Company uses this in their class. Honda and many other use this. So yeah, just some things. And then we have the training from all these different manufacturers that they do.
And how old are the students who are in this program typically?
17, 18. Juniors and seniors.
Do they recruit directly from the program?
Absolutely. Yes, we have, with our business partners, we're already tied in. They come in here, they talk to the students, they give seminars, and if they finish some of the curriculum, they will get interviewed by the dealerships. So I focus on car dealerships because they already have training already established, and they have many programs that are already for high school students. So as an example, with Toyota and Ford, their two programs are specifically designed for high school. It's high enough to be challenging, but it's and they know where to capture it. The young interested tech. So it's a good paying job. Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. I can go out and
Circle the cars.
circle the cars. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your question.
All right, so speed yelling now. circle kit, but we need to move to nursing career.
You just told us this like maybe a month ago.
All right, we're moving to nursing career. We're stopping by CTE. You want to pick up a picture?
And then so part of my role was to.
I need the ribbon.
So that for marketing purposes. And because of internships, right? Yes. So I was always up there. But then these, the council are actually so we make sure the council will come to your and then
To the end. And those, is that one longer that you have? Yes. You like this? So round two.
All right, and I'm going to exhort everybody to, I'm going to collect folks. I know you're trying to move us along. Hang on. I'm going to exhort everybody again to count to 3. When I start with the 1, you finish it with the 2, 3. So we'll have adult supervision here. All right. 1.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Keep going. Hey!
All right. Thanks. So let's go check out nursing career. Alyssa. Let me take this season.
Tell me what you do. Show me something. Oh, we have some scenes? Okay. All right. Step away and get out of there. right? Okay.
So my name is Cindy. My name is Stephanie. My name is Okay, so
Leslie. Cindy, Julie, Stephanie, and Leslie.
Yes.
Do not move, because otherwise I'll have to move. This is your city council member, Arjun Bhatt.
Well, I do, but I also
So we're going to see the physique. Okay. Hang on. Is that all right?
Yeah. You guys want to look this way for a second? Oh, sorry. No. I thought you were sorry.
Oh, yes, you please.
Alyssa.
Show us what you can do. So you're going to be You're Stephanie, right? Move on, me, guys. Okay, Stephanie?
Right here.
Okay, Stephanie, show us what you got.
Okay, so Stephanie and Leslie are going to be performing the procedure. Julie's our patient, and I'm going to be explaining the procedure as
Now,
we
but before we do that, not to interrupt you, is that camera going to be in your wheelchair?
Yeah.
That's just, just didn't want you to land on her lap. Is the thing. So, all right, go to it. Show us what you got.
So to begin, Leslie and Stephanie are going to knock on the door, and then they're going to introduce themselves by name and title. Hello, my name is Stephanie. I'm here to And now they're going to practice good hand hygiene by putting on hand sanitizer and then putting gloves on.
Okay.
It's hard.
After they put their gloves on, they're going to ask the patient for their name and their birthday.
I got money. The group ones.
And to confirm that information, they check the eye tag. And once that's confirmed, that they're now going to explain the procedure to the patient. Okay, now they're going to get started. So Leslie's going to go to the opposite side of the spectrum. So Stephanie's raising the bed up completely until it's this is practicing good body. Are now lifting up all the way down. Pull down the bed rails. And now we're going to allow the patient to side to side. So Leslie's going to ask Jolie to put her arm over her head. And now on the count of three. Still need a sorry.
Well, I just, being rapid the one who oh yes. That's what I was saying, because he's from the yes. No, wait, no. That was Miley.
Miley, no. I got the poster there.
Oh, that's good. You say,
Like,
But for the money that we will see what's called CTE, gun power stores, which is what Metro Ed is.
You've done
that shipped.
How come Los Angeles area got more? Is that the case? No? Okay, because for a while I heard that they were like,
I mean, I don't know how they apportion it between the two.
at least we got some money.
There's no way it's going to be I don't know what the ends up being.
That's secret. Stephanie's gonna start bending Jolie's legs.
I know.
And Stephanie's gonna make sure Jolie's back is really big into the back of your wheelchair.
So this is the first time.
And now we're gonna lower Jolie into that wheelchair. It takes a couple, yeah, like you usually spend yeah, it takes a lot of practice. Especially because there's so many small steps. And once Jolie's fully seated in the chair, they're gonna unstrap her and get this thing off of the mechanical lift. And then Leslie's gonna make the mechanical lift out of the
I know.
Yeah, it was another. And Stephanie's gonna put Jolie's feet onto their foot plate.
that would be hard enough.
But they called it.
But yeah, we're already.
I'm so glad I'm not.
There are for nurses who are only one nurse to a patient, they use mechanicals.
Oh, Joe. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You might be the one that raised me. That helped us to get the money. In front of Saratoga.
Right, exactly. That's why I want to talk to you. That's why I want to talk to you. The thing is,
And a teacher's resiliency.
Did you get it back?
Yeah, I got everything.
So that we know how to read Okay, thank you.
Are you live streaming?
So you guys come.
How are you? I didn't know you were here. So, how are you?
Doing well. Well, this, this is something that cuts across like 4 years.
Well,
I won't argue that.
No, 15 jobs at one position at 15 jobs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, especially now. I'll talk to you.
then we can like kind of tell.
Okay. What are we doing at this stage?
Check the blood pressure, respiration.
Oxygen? No oxygen? Okay. All right. Go to it.
My birthday is January 21st, 2007.
Taking vitamins. Is that starting to squeeze on your arm? What's it going to tell us?
I'll give you one of my cards. It's kind of generic.
Yeah, and
What's good blood pressure? I never understand this.
it's usually like
But I was at the
120 over like 9.
said about 32.
Some people like their pulse like blood pressure can be a little lower just because like their heart rate goes down slower. But I'm not sure about the So 107 over 2, and your pulse is 77.
Ashley, Taurus, Stephanie. Well, you got Stephanie and Marsha.
What are we doing?
It's sitting on my heel for me to start listening to.
More accurate than the other?
It's the book. It's just basically your song.
Yes.
I'm one of those. Or I feel like
Wait, do you ladies feel more?
I'll do it.
So today was a great day. We're really happy about our ribbon cutting event. Thank you for tuning in.
Arjun, you want to do it? Let's get Arjun. All right. I'll stay.